So moving on, looking at negative exponent rule, I'm again allowing you to cross off this box, so go ahead and get rid of that. Okay. But I do want you to read this part. So it says, in general, we never leave an expression with a negative exponent. So at the very end, we shouldn't have a negative like we're seeing here. And it says, so we must always simplify the negative exponents whenever possible. Negative exponents frequently come up using the quotient of exponents rule, but may be involved in other rules. So this is saying like page 7 or 8, something like that, when we did quotient rule. Whenever you're doing that, oftentimes you get negative exponents at the end. So when that happens, we now need to do one more step. And it says the negative exponent rule does not allow the base to be 0. So if you have 0 to the negative 3 or something like this, that's bad. That means you did something wrong. Okay, so you don't need to write this part. If you did, it's fine. But basically, when you have a base of 0 with a negative exponent, I would double check your work. So I'm going to go ahead and do all 3 examples actually. So in example 1, we have 3 to the power negative 2. So basically, to make this exponent positive, we need to put it to the opposite side. So 3 to the power negative 2 is the same as this over 1, right? So all we need to do is have the 3 switch sides, and it'll be a positive 2 now. Okay, so 1 over 3 squared is your answer for number 1. And if you put both of these into the calculator, you should get the same result. So this negative exponent was at the top, now it's at the bottom, and it's positive. For example 2, this is the same as 1 negative 2 over 5 negative 2. Okay, so I just took away the parentheses by giving both the top and the bottom, your numerator and denominator, the negative exponent. So to make these positive, this 1 to the negative 2 needs to go to the bottom. So I have 1 squared, and that's positive. And then 5 negative 2 needs to go to the top, and I have 5 positive 2 there. Okay. For number 3, you solve this just like we did the quotient rule. So 6 and 2 are coefficients, so I divide them. So 6 divided by 2 is 3. My x's, we are needing to subtract exponents for this base, so 5 minus 2 is just 3. For my y's, we're subtracting, so it's negative 3 minus 4. So for most of you, I actually want you to check your calculator on that sort of thing. So negative 3 minus 4 is negative 7. So if you're not sure or if you're not confident in your negative skills, make sure that you're checking with your calculator. So this exponent is negative 7. And now we need to move things around so that we don't have any more negative exponents. So 3, that's positive, that stays on the top. X cubed, that has a positive exponent, so that stays on the top. Y to the negative 7, though, we need to make that positive, so we're going to put that on the bottom. So when you're going through these, I usually make a rough sketch, and I just think, okay, is it positive? Then it needs to stay on the side that it's on. If it's negative, put it on the opposite side. So B negative 2, this is the only thing there, so that's on top. So that means I need to put this on the bottom to make it positive. And if you have nothing on top, put 1. So this would be the result for number 5. And I think you're good to go for everything else on this page. So let me know if you have any questions, but you're going to need to use everything that you've learned up until today to be able to solve all of this.